Hey guys, welcome to Guitar Goodies. Chris Cash here, and today I want to talk to you about something that's kind of important. This is for my newer players out there who may have just finally learned all your major chords and some of your minors. Well, there's more work to be done. I'm going to show you how to use power chords to play your majors and minors, basically making sure you use bass note in every one and where they're at on the guitar as alternatives. What do I mean by that? I'm glad you asked. In case you didn't know, there's a lot of room on the neck and there's multiple places to play the same chords and even in the same octaves. And by that, what I mean is, let's take the A for example. Now you probably know, for one, someone probably taught you to play like this. I didn't, because I think you get more out of using these fingers. But we're gonna take your A, right? You know that you hit the open A, it's an open chord, all the way down. Now what if I told you you could also play that right here on the 5th fret using a barred power chord and actually get a little bit more out of it? Because it stops here. Here you actually get to complete it. You get both the extreme bass of this A, which is the same as doing this, but you also get this bottom A, which makes it a little fluffier, a little bit nicer. So, get your guitar, let's get ready. All right, so we're gonna start with A, just like I showed you. Now, if you've never played a barred power chord before, as it were, then some people just call them bar chords, some people just call them power chords. I'm gonna do the sanctity of both so that you know what I'm talking about, you don't get confused. You're really gonna have to work on being able to use this middle knuckle on the inside of your hand, because you are going to be laying your entire finger, or actually you'll be laying your finger across the entire neck. So you need to be able to play every string with one finger. Whoop. Here's the formula for a power chord. It's always going to be one jump over and one string down. What do I mean by that? So if you know where your notes are on the guitar, we're going to find the A here on the bottom E string and put your finger there. We're going to jump one over and one string up, if you would, actually. But gravity-wise, one string down. So we go here on the A, jump over one string, and right here. Now that in itself is enough of a power chord, but what we also want to do is take our pinky, if we could, right? And just put it on the string underneath. Then you get a much better sound, having all three. Now here's the kicker. We're doing the same thing, right? So we're gonna take this finger, we're gonna take our first finger, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna take finger 1, put it on the A string. We're gonna take our third finger, 1 over, so jump over one string down or up, right here on the E. Then we're gonna take our pinky and put it on the string directly up or gravity-wise towards the floor on the string underneath it, on that D string. So on the E string, the bottom E, you're hitting 5 on your guitar, not 6 but 7 on the A string with your third finger, and just down on the D string, or just up, also 7, fret 7. And that makes a decent power chord that you can get away with, especially if you're playing distortion. Right? But in this case, we're not using distortion, so what we're gonna do is we want to mimic this sound. Nice and pretty, right? Here. So what we're going to additionally do, majors and minors are determined with power chords with your middle finger. Keep that in mind. And it depends on where you are, what chord you're playing actually. So this will be something that I include, which ones are which. But you're going to take your middle finger for the A, starting on the bottom E string, and you're going to put that middle finger on the 6th fret, right in between 5 and 7 on the G string. So E, E, A, D, G, right? And you're going to let this go ahead and complete the press. This is what's the hardest part. This is going to be something you're going to have to work on. And I'm going to put graphic examples for you guys to check out right over here. But you're really going to have to work on getting this clean. You know me, clean chords rule, right? You get a much fuller sounding chord. You get a little bit more harmonizing melodies in there, or harmonizing an octave, another octave of A, so that's good. So that's A major. Coincidentally enough, if you just remove your pinky, that's A minor. If you know where your A minor is down here, you can hear the similarity. Right? Now from here, there's different ways to approach B. I actually kind of like to do this on 7. So if you know that A is here on 5 and that everyone skips one except for between B and C and E and F, you know you're going to come up to 7 because you get a lot more out of that also with that bottom E. Otherwise, you would play it starting on the A string here, in your 5th string, and it would actually be a bar chord. Now, here's what I'm talking about. If you want major for B, you would leave your finger off. If you want B minor, you would put your finger down. Part of that is because of this 2nd string here, this B string, and how it's offset from being tuned to a 5th. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go back to my Music Theory 101 and check out some of these things so that you can kind of catch up with what I'm talking about with all the letters. But I'm going to assume you know at least enough about how chords are put together, and there's the difference between the major and minor, and we'll keep going from there. So that's B. Or, right? C, which is right here, is also, you can do it here. This is also major. And that's minor. Here's the difference. On this string, you drop this to make it a minor. That's D, right? This is actually D minor. That's D major. So C, you can also do here on 8. I wouldn't come up here for D. It's too much bass. You start getting that kind of dull. I would probably stay down here. Yes. Which reminds me, if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe because I am going to be doing a breakdown of chords. I want you to know what a 7th is, what a 9th is, how to get there on guitar, how to get there on piano, and how to get there on a piece of paper. What an augmented or diminished chord is. All of these. So go ahead and subscribe now so you don't miss those videos. But keeping up, this is B. This is C. You can guess this is D, and this is where I would play D. E. E, because it's an open E. You probably wonder yourself, how would you accomplish that? There's 2 ways. Now, I don't know if you have seen Guitar 101 Basics. If you haven't, I implore you to watch that. But remember, at the 12th fret, it starts over. So it's E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, right? And then F again. You can play it here. It's a tight fit. Or you can play it by still using and leveraging this bass E, right? As we would, and coming from here to here. So from the D to E, right? And actually just playing it as an open chord, because this is another instance. almost done. Look at that, 2 more, right? So if it were me, and it is, at least right now, if it were me, that's how I would play an E as an alternative. This just seems a little... It's the same sound. And you know, if you want to, if you're playing something hard, you just want to... Right, all the way up. But, you know, it would make more sense than trying to... But you can play it right there. Now, F, I would not do this. I would actually come up here because here's F. E is open on the 0 fret. F right here on 1. This, when we were talking about playing clean chords, this is the F that gives a lot of people trouble. It's hard to make that bar here. The closer you get to the nut, the more the pressure is right here. So that's definitely something for you to practice. Get the A right first because it's right here. There's really good like negative tension or tension relief on both sides to where you can really get every string covered with your first finger. And then this is going to be something you're just going to have to work on. And there are some songs where you have to play F where you need this. So you're not going to get away with this. It's too light. You need... So something to get used to. And then G, as we know, is right here. You really just stay on that chord. G major, G minor. C major, C minor. D minor. You get it. That's it, guys. So as a review, the A, right? Your regular A right here on 5. That's where I would start. 5, if we're gonna go alphabetically. 7. Back down to 3 on the A string. Right? 5 on the A string. Starting on the A string. D, E, same thing. 7 on the A string with the open bottom E. F, back here on the 1 position on the E string. And then G, right here on 3 on the bottom E string. And if you have distortion, I want you to practice this, just the 2. Start out with that. And you can without distortion, but it just sounds so much cooler, so much easier to maintain. So I want you to just start out with the A. B, C, D, E, F, G. And that's it, guys. Wasn't that easy? Now you know alternative places to play your chords. Here's the kicker. There's even more places. I know we talked about the C here. Check out this. A, B, minor, C, D, right? E, here's another E. You can do F here if you want. Here, here, F, you know that one, and then G. We'll get into that in another video.